What's cooking, everybody? Stirring the Pot is coming at you with another episode, and this one is all about the Boudin. Unusual suspects. This means places that sell Boudin off the beaten path. You have all heard of Don's, Best Stop, Billy's, etc., and they are all great, believe me. But we need to put some respect on the name of some of these small stores in southern Louisiana. This is only part one of our multi-episode installment. We got all of our Boudin links cold and put them in the oven so that we had an even playing field and that the Boudin was cooked the same. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Here's our findings. Y'all keep stirring that pot.
Hello and welcome to Stirring the Pot Express. We are going to try some of these boudins that we got from various places around Acadiana, local places, small businesses, off the beaten path. So we want to introduce you guys, if you don't know already about these places, definitely give them their props, and we're going to try some of this boudin.
All right, let's get it started.
Yes, indeed. So
first up, we have Bio's of Broussard, Louisiana. Great local shop, does a lot of different things. Boudin, crackling, specialty meats, and a little general grocery store. Great place, great people that run it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we want to make sure we give you guys like the full spectrum here, like texture, what this looks like, everything, and definitely what it smells like, because that's like a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And it smells really good.
Listen, y'all, I think I'm just we got forks, but I think I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah.
We don't want to cap for y'all. Like, this is how we do this. All right.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Nice and salty like Boudin should be. Boudin requires a lot of salt, guys. You got the salty product, rice and meat and starch and pork. This one has a really good salt punch, really good garlic flavor, onion flavor. I'm getting green onion.
I'm getting the green onion.
Absolutely.
I'm loving the texture, actually.
Loving
the texture is fantastic.
Nice,
the ratio of meat to rice is perfect, spot on.
Right.
Very much so. Yeah, I like this.
It's got, if you like something with a little more liver flavor than maybe some other boudins, this one's got a good liver punch to it, which is, personally for me, I rate that very highly.
I agree.
It's what I expect when I eat boudin. I expect a good punch of liver. So
yep. You might be a little afraid of it, but it's necessary. It's necessary for the depth of flavor. It's necessary for that just that classic flavor of boudin. And so these are all off of the beaten path. You can't get to these places from I-10 in 5 minutes.
All off the interstate.
So this is what all of the locals are eating, i.e. us and everybody else around this area. So like, that's why we're trying these. And this is really good. I really like this. It's a classic boudin. This is good.
Classic boudin flavor, not very high on the spice.
Right.
From my taste perspective, it's not very super spicy, which is good. Some of us don't. Some people don't like super spicy boudin. This one's a little bit, I'd say, really on the mild side, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it does have a little spice, but it's not heavy-handed. And also, just to clarify, we cooked all this boudin the same way. We put it in the oven. We want to make sure everything has like the same kind of
just cook on it,
same cook
but
on
it has a good bite. You're not like
texture
pulling it like for like kind of rubbery.
Yeah, then the
casing.
Best way to cook frozen on, guys, is either on when you defrost it on the grill. If you don't have time for the grill, in the oven, 375, about 25 to 30 minutes. Get your casing nice and crispy. Doesn't waterlog your boudin or anything like that.
Right.
So I think that's the best. So all this boudin we bought cold and then heated in the oven to give everybody a fair shake. We weren't tasting hot boudin, so we reheated it all ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this BO. So this is what I would call a crowd pleaser as well as a family pleaser.
Yeah.
Because a lot of your Cajun dishes, we amp up the spice a lot of times in a lot of our dishes. And it's good. It makes it better in a lot of our opinions. But, sometimes you got to dial back the spice for the kids or, for some people that can't handle a lot of spice. This is something everybody would like. I really like this one.
Yeah.
Not so much spice, but it's got a good hint of good. It's got a good pepper to it. You know,
Right.
some
It's
black pepper
definitely
to it.
seasoned. But
Definitely seasoned. That was not under seasoned at all.
Nope.
No.
Perfectly seasoned, in fact, but not spicy.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, sometimes you don't want spicy. So
Right.
This is true.
Hey,
Not
I say this boudin is all. This boudin would also be super versatile. If you want to make boudin stuffed anything, boudin balls, boudin would be a great choice for.
This would be. That's a great call. That's a great call out. This would be an amazing boudin to stuff anything with. That's one of the biggest things around here is we stuff boudin into things like stuffed chicken, boudin stuffed chicken, things like that. So you could definitely put this in anything for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Well, on to the next.
On to the next, baby.
All right, everyone. We have Boudin number 2. This one comes from M&S Grocery on Louisiana Avenue in Lafayette, Louisiana. And this one's very personal to me because my relatives run this. So we're going to taste this. I've never had this before, so it's a new experience for me. So, all right.
M&S has been around a long time.
Yeah,
too.
very long time.
North side staple, corner of Louisiana Avenue and Alexander.
Yeah, Louisiana Alexander. So definitely, they have lots of things that they do really, really well too. So we're gonna try this boudin. First off, this boudin the texture looks perfection. Mm-hmm. The meat to rice ratio looks great. The links are very well packed. There's not a lot of space in this, so it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm seeing the green onion in there, which sometimes you get a little lack of in some boudin. I like that. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Smells really good too.
Smells great. Yeah. All right, let's go in. It's time.
This is really good.
On the milder side too, not very spicy.
Definitely on the milder side.
This
is a family-friendly boudin, like barbecue brand said earlier.
But not spicy, but very well seasoned.
Very well seasoned.
Texture's good.
I love that green onion in here.
Green onion is so important. You have to import like the fresh flavors into this because it's so rich because of the pork that the green onion just cuts through that richness. So it makes a big deal, a big difference. And it's a big deal. So yeah, this is delicious.
Absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
That's This is a classic boudin.
It's another classic boudin. It's really good. I would stuff this in anything too.
Absolutely, this will be really good stuffed in just about anything.
But just because we're saying that doesn't mean that that's what you have to use it for. This is standalone. Like this is really, really good. I like this.
It's really good.
Seasoning as well. Perfect seasoning. Perfect amount of salt.
Yes.
Not too salty. Not too spicy. Not too anything. Just very well balanced.
It's got some a little bit of heat on the back end, but it's nothing just outrageous. It's very mild.
Uno poquito, just a little bit.
Good. Yeah, this is family friendly.
Another family friendly boudin for sure. Kids can eat this. It's great. They're gonna love it.
Very, very, very meaty boudin. Mm-hmm. Not skimping on the meat at all. I mean, I'd say this was less rice than the DOs.
And and here's the thing is that I feel like that's hard to pull off because of the fact that if you have more meat, then you have to season better. And they nailed it. They nailed the seasoning with more meat. Yeah. And it didn't taste like you were just biting into like just a sausage. It's boudin. It's boudin.
Right. There's no denying what it is.
They nailed it. It's good. It's really good.
Very
it's a really
good.
Boudin.
Very good.
For sure.
I'd say classic boudin flavor, classic Louisiana boudin.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I'd eat this any day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hands down.
This might be one of my new favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
10 out of 10 recommend. All right, on to the next.
All right, so here we have our third installment, or our third boudin that we're going to taste, and this is chops out of I guess it's considered Broussard in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is actually right next to PSC, which is one of my favorite stores to go to, hardware store, and they have a lot of really good barbecue stuff. Barbecue brand loves to find all of the little hidden gems for barbecue. So we went here and got some of this barbecue. Definitely one of the ones off of the beaten path. So we're going to go ahead and try this one. Right off the bat, we can tell that the texture is just a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
Rice.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, let's go ahead and try to see what we got, right?
Smells good.
Ooh, that smells good.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That is really good.
There's something about this I'm really liking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm trying to put my hand on what it is, and I'm
This
at a
really,
loss.
however they cook the meat, they're doing it a really good job.
The meat. So I find that it's less livery than the first two, but the meat almost tastes like it's roasted, right? It's got like a
roasted
a
flavor.
deep roasted pork.
That's
flavor.
that Maillard reaction that we're always talking about.
That's a good call out.
This is
I think
really
that's what that
good.
is.
Deep, meaty flavor, super meaty, not very livery.
Mm-hmm.
Salt, like the previous two that we did, the salt level is absolutely spot on, perfect. I mean, it doesn't need any more or any less. Any more would be too much. Any less would not be enough. I mean, it is absolutely perfect.
It's really good.
It is, so there's a spice in here that is lingering, but it is very mild spice, and it's
a lot
lingering.
Of back heat.
It's back heat, but it is incredibly pleasant.
Right.
And I appreciate that so much, and it's good. The rice, the texture of the rice is really good. It's so good because it's not. The rice is just really it's pronounced, but it's not like ricey. I don't know another way to say it, but it's all incorporated very, very well, and it's delicious. It's mixing with the meat incredibly well. I really like it.
Really good. Really,
I feel like the rice maybe is cooked in some of the juices that this meat was cooked in, because the rice takes on so much of the flavor of the meat. It's not just rice as a separate flavor. Then some that we've tried before, not tonight, but some in the past, and the rice is cooked like barbecue brands are cooked very nicely, where it's not al dente. It's just right in that sweet zone. Whereas any further than this, it would be mushy. So this is absolutely fantastic.
This is this is really balancing the line of being.
I agree.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, not either way. I mean, this is a great Boudin.
I agree.
It really is. I mean, such a great meaty flavor, super, super meaty flavors.
And B, you've said this before on the technique of cooking rice. I think the technique really needs to be highlighted here too, as well as like how they cooked all of the components of this Boudin, because like you mentioned, the rice was probably cooked in some of those juices that the meat was excreted, right? So the rice is super flavorful.
It is. It's really good.
Great. I mean,
absolutely,
really good Boudin.
This might be one of my new favorites. I really enjoyed this one.
It's pretty high up. I mean,
and this store is fantastic, guys. We went in this store for the first time, and they have so many interesting products in there. They had something crawfish puree, which who sells that?
Crawfish puree.
Check out this place, Chops and Broussard. You will not be disappointed.
We made something with it last night.
Yeah,
we had to use it immediately. That's how intrigued we were by
crawfish beer and cheese soup. God, recipe coming soon.
Absolutely, bellissimo.
That was a great Boudin, man.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. All right, on to number 4.
All right, guys. On to number 4, new news. I guess you could I call it a supermarket. The place is great, man. Great food, great seasoned food. Also a fantastic whiskey selection. If you're into that. They have some oddball stuff that you don't see in a lot of places. I live in a big city like Houston, and sometimes they have stuff that's rare and that I could never find in Houston. So I love new news.
Yeah, they have a great whiskey selection. They have a really good wine selection. We're big into wine. If you can't tell by my wine bar back here, but beer selection. Yeah, I call them a supermarket because they have super people.
Oh, ding.
Great place. So let's try that Boudin.
All right.
Smells good.
It smells really good.
Okay. See some greens in here, which I'm liking. Let's taste this.
Well,
ooh,
that's got more green onion than the rest of the Boudins.
This one is definitely the most green onion flavor so far.
Good liver.
This is really good.
Incredible liver flavor in here.
Good meaty. Once again, these guys, I give credit, man. They are absolutely nailing the season on this. Not super spicy, some back heat to it, a little bit of back heat. But salt level is just perfection, man.
Oh, it's perfect.
Perfectly seasoned.
This is a really good Boudin. So, absolutely.
I'll say this. if you've never, by now you've heard of Boudin. If you're outside of the area, you've heard enough people talk about Boudin to where whenever you pass through here, you're on I-10 passing through going west or going east, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to stop at your Billy's, your Don's, and they have amazing products.
Right.
These are some of the places, again, that are off the beaten path that you won't find unless somebody like us, Stirring the Pot, is telling you about.
Absolutely.
Nunu's is incredible.
Right.
When we talk about Boudin and what you want in Boudin, this is it.
Oh, yeah. This
was good.
That was really good.
They nailed everything. Every component that I could think of about Boudin, they nailed right.
Absolutely. The green onion is such, like I said before, it's such a big thing for me because it needs to cut through that richness. And this is heavy-handed on the green onion, so you doesn't feel so heavy. It doesn't taste so salty and rich. That green onion just cuts right through it. Yeah. It's absolutely delicious.
Balance. That's a beautiful word.
Oh, yeah. This was
so
very
balanced.
well balanced.
It has everything.
And we will also be reviewing the larger Boudin makers, the Billies, the Dons, the Best Stops,
the Titans,
the Karchners.
Titans.
Yeah, these guys.
So the Scott Four Horsemen, basically.
Yeah, right. the four horsemen of Boudin. So, but really, we wanted to highlight some of the local places, that local shop, that the local neighborhood people go to. Because these people make outstanding products.
Absolutely.
They do, and they need love, man. And it's reasons for that. And this is what we're showing you today. So, this was
fantastic.
All right. Number 5? Don't Bonds, right?
All right, everyone. We have Boudin number 5. And this is probably my favorite. And it's very, I don't know, underrated. No one knows about it. I told them about it. You got to try this. This is from Champagne's in the Oil Center. This place is not known for Boudin. They're known for other great products. They're a fantastic grocery store. They have a lot of their whiskey selection is absolutely fantastic. The wine selection, cheese. It's a great store. They have a lot of local products in there. But this is so good. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's taste it.
I am ready.
Oh man. First of all, the meat to rice ratio on it. It is perfect.
Yes. As you can see, the color.
Yeah, the colors
is starting to get a little bit different.
And
there's a reason for that. Like, we're talking about techniques and how you cook components of the dishes.
All right.
Boudin is no different.
Cheers. All right. Off the bat, one of the reasons why I love this Boudin so much is because it's meaty.
Yeah.
Very meaty.
Yes.
It's meaty, and it has the green onion. The heavy green onion. It's not too spicy. The rice is perfectly cooked. The rice, once again, this looks like rice that's been cooked in some meat juices of some sort.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just a plain rice flavor along with meat. It's rice that has meat flavor.
This is a very, very meaty Boudin. The spice is pretty mild for my taste. Once again, I like a lot of spice. So other people may find it a little spicy, but I think the spice is pretty mild. The green onion flavor and onion flavor is awesome. The garlicky. I mean,
it is garlicky. I have to say that maybe that's another reason why I like it too.
Probably the least salty Boudin we've had so far.
Everything is very balanced,
very, very well seasoned. Not missing anything. This is also lighter on the liver.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a lighter liver flavor. This has the lighter liver flavor. Not very strong. It's there, but it's not super strong. So, and that's all personal preference. Some people like a lot more liver. Some people don't. I really like this Boudin. I'd eat it any day.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, this is really so good. It's that was the first thing that I caught, was that it's so meaty, but not meaty. When we say meaty, we're not talking about meaty in the fact of chewing meat.
No.
Like chewing to have to break down meat. It's all just melt in your mouth. That's what Boudin is. It's going to be
meat flavor is really what we're talking about.
Meat flavor.
Correct. This and chops, I think, has some of the best browned meat flavor.
Yeah.
It
that
has
Maillard.
that Maillard rice and that really deep meat flavor. This really highlights that.
Right. And
that's good.
also by what meat we mean, at least me mean meaty, is a lot of these boudins, the meat is more of a shredded consistency. This is a little more chunky, but not big chunk, just small chunks. So when you're taking a bite of this, you're tasting two things. You're having the rice and you're tasting the meat at the same time, but the mouthfeel is different than the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, keep in mind, as you hear barbecue brands say all the time, as one of my taglines, you don't need teeth for that. So, like, again, when we talk about meat, it's just that meaty flavor, that Maillard reaction, that just combined balanced flavor of the meat and the rice. When rice cooks, it soaks in flavor. Mm-hmm. Whatever liquid you have to cook rice, that's what it's going to pull in.
Boudin is a stretch dish, guys. It's made to take a little bit of meat, some offal meat, some organ meat, stretch it out with some rice, and make a lot of food for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Very
that
was
good.
Great, guys.
Very good.
On to number 6.
All right, guys. We got number 5 here.
Oh. This number 6.
Oh, number 6.
Yeah. So many boudins, we can't even keep track.
We're losing count.
Boudin.
This is number 6. This is from Guidro's Market on Simcoe Street in the north side of Lafayette, not far from where I grew up. And I'm sad to say this is, at my age, this is my first time trying boudin from there. I've passed by that place so many times and never got boudin there before. So this is really my first time trying it.
This is why we want to highlight businesses like this. For this reason alone, like he's seen this place his whole life and never tried it. So we want to make sure we try it so we can tell you guys about it.
Exactly.
Businesses like this need to be highlighted.
Yeah, so I mean, it's same thing. I own a townhome, like maybe a mile from this place.
Most.
For years we lived there and never had this place. I feel ashamed to say that, but definitely about to check this out. Right. As you can see, right up front, I've been showing it to you guys. The color is
much darker than the rest of the boudin that we've tried so far.
I've seen this green onion in here. I've seen a lot of things.
I'm liking.
And the texture looks fantastic already. So it smells really good too.
Ooh.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. So the spice in here is hyped up a little bit more than everything else that we've tasted so far. Would y'all be in agreement with that?
Oh yes.
Wait, I think this is the Guidro spicy.
Oh, is it?
It might be.
Oh damn.
Let me get my picture. I think it is.
I'm like, this tastes familiar.
I know.
I'm like,
yeah, that shit.
It is the spicy.
That shit hot, ball.
Time out. This is the spicy guy. Rewind. This is their spicy boudin. It is spicy. The texture is pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Which they say is spicy, so they're not lying to you. And the texture of this is absolutely fantastic.
It is.
Perfect. It's got great flavor, great depth of flavor. Like I said, like that super meaty flavor. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. It has that
meaty flavor. Very meaty.
That back end spice for sure. That lingering back end spice.
There's a lot more liver flavor in it.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Definitely.
That's what I'm looking for.
Definitely more spicy. But
fantastic.
I like a little spice in my stuff.
I like this one a lot, guys. I really
this one's really good.
Yeah.
I would not say this one is family friendly.
This one I would. We'll try the mild next, so we'll let you know.
This is for the boudin pros.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the palate that likes the spicy.
Unless you have like some deep root Cajun children, I wouldn't give these. I wouldn't give this to them.
No.
Absolutely
it's spicy.
It's really good.
They say it's spicy, and well, guess what? They're not messing around.
No,
they're very honest.
I think all three of us are breaking a little sweat right now. To be perfectly honest with you,
pretty much. Yeah, I'm sweating,
but not unbearable.
No.
It's just spicy, and it's good. And it's really good.
You could eat a whole link of this and be okay. You're not gonna die from it.
Yeah. You might get the hiccups, but you won't die.
great flavor, great meaty flavor.
This will
really,
be good to stuff in something.
It absolutely
This will be good
would.
with some stuffed bell peppers for sure. Anything that has more of a non-spicy kind of
profile.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to add a little spice to it? This would be
some bell peppers would be fantastic stuffed with this boudin. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Absolutely.
All right. On to number 7.
All right, y'all. So we got number 7. Last but not least, right?
Absolutely.
So this is the Guidro's Mild, right? So this is the Guidro's right off of Simcoe Street, which is not too far from the interstate, but it's a little bit off of the beaten path for sure, right? So, but this is the mild. We just had the spicy. Told you what we thought about that. Now we're gonna taste the mild and let you know if there's a little bit of different flavors, some different things going on, or if it's just a little bit less spicy than the spicy.
Right.
So,
offhand, I want to say that this is the prettiest boudin I have ever seen. You got to show a close up of this.
It really is.
It is absolutely delicious looking.
It's made with love, guys.
It's definitely made with love. The meat to rice ratio is really nice. Mm-hmm. All right, enough talk. Let's eat.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, that's good.
Okay. This is good. That little girl was right.
Okay.
This is good, guys.
Wow. Okay.
This is good.
That's good. I like it better than this. I like spicy, guys. I'm a spice. I love spice. Mm. And I'm telling you, this one, this mild one is. I like it better than the spicy.
I do too. You know why? For me, is because, and I'm starting to get some green onion in here and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's very meaty. But
super
the reason,
meaty. Super meaty.
The reason I like it better than the spicy is because the spicy is the spice is amped up, right? Mm-hmm. It's amped up, and that's awesome. We love that down here. But this, it's almost, that spice is almost covering up some incredible things happening within this boudin.
I agree. Yeah.
Like the meatiness and the flavor, the rice consistency, and how there's these rice little pieces are blooming in here, and it's just kind of like melting in your mouth. This is really good. I love the flavor of this.
This is really good. I honestly think we saved the best for last.
Oh man,
it's 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, guys, it's very flavorful.
It's very, very good. Awesome.
The liver ratio is good. The green onion ratio is good. Like
this one, this boudin is like, when I talk food, guys, this boudin is not too anything. It's not too salty. No. It's not too spicy. It's not too livery. It's not too meaty. There's not too much rice. Mm-hmm. There's not too much of anything. The balance on this one is perfect. It is probably the best balanced boudin of the bunch, I would say.
Yeah.
Because this one, some of the other ones we tasted that were more meaty had less liver flavor.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, I will say about all 7 we tasted, all 7 outstanding.
Outstanding.
Absolutely.
I mean, really like, if you guys, when we're going to rate these boudins on our favorite to our top, I'm talking the rating goes really from like a 10.0, a 100 to like a 90, a 97.
Yeah, it's
that close. It's that tight.
There's not a big wide margin for boudin on this one. I'd say this is going to be like a 95 to 100, all of them.
This is the equivalent of a preference battle right here, because what we just had right here with the Guidro's Mild there's more. I think, would you say it had the most, the biggest liver flavor?
Yes.
I would say so.
Yes.
I think so.
That and the Nunus had the most liver flavor.
Yeah.
I think so.
The Nunus as well. So, and it's really just that depth, right? That of what kind of brings everything out, all of the other ingredients in the boudin, and it's your preference. Do you want that depth of flavor, or do you want something a little bit more, kind of middle of the road? It's a preference battle. This is a hard one to say.
It is. And I think, I'm really glad that we could highlight all of these boudins and kind of just bring them to light for the people that don't know anything about these places.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we got the mild and the spicy so that we could have a good comparison.
Oh, it's
because I feel like if we wouldn't have gotten the mild, then we wouldn't really truly be able to taste all the flavors that are in this Guidro's boudin.
I think the Guidro's, the spicy one's good. I like the spicy one for the kick. I like the spicy flavor. but I think the spice is actually covers up some of the real delicate, subtle flavors that they've crafted into this boudin. Very skillfully crafted.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the spice almost takes away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But since they have both, you don't really have to say you don't have to pick a side. You can have, hey, sometimes I want some heat, sometimes I just want
that's right.
Sometimes
so
they got
both. And whatever you're in the mood for, if you're in the mood for a little bit of burn, get the spice. If you're in the mood for just a great classic boudin flavor, get the mild.
Yeah,
which the mild still has a good spice to it.
The mild
it does.
Is good.
It does.
It's really good.
But it's a little bit more family friendly than a spicy.
That spicy ain't family friendly.
Yeah, don't give that to the toddlers.
No.
Don't give that to the kids, right?
They'll be running around the house with their tongue hanging out.
Yeah, no, this was this was fun. This was incredible. I loved all of the boudin I had today. If you have not had any of these places, haven't had boudin from any of these places, all recommended. You have got to take the boudin tour and go off of the beaten path. And just like Brandon D said earlier, the products in there, not just the boudin.
Yeah.
That's not all they sell.
Absolutely.
All of these places we're talking about, you have to go inside and check out. Just spend some time and walk through that store. And I promise you, you make sure you got a little money in your bank account because you're going to want to pay for everything that you see in there.
Buy all kind of cool stuff.
Oh my God, there's some great products in there. So,
and the thing is, like these places that we've highlighted, they don't stand out as the boudin. Like that's their only product. No, the Four Horsemen of Scott, that's their thing. That's their jam. Yeah. That's what they stand out for, and that's why they're so widely known. It's because that's exactly what they stand out for, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So these places, you can get this along with many other great products that they sell. Some of these places have some fantastic plate lunches that you are doing a disservice not getting. Some of these places do things like fried turkeys around the holidays. M&S Grocery does meat processing too. So all these places are like a jack of all trades. Just check them out. Just try.
They're all there to serve the community. These are community places. They're run by families. They're small places. Mm-hmm. They do great products. They care about quality and consistency. And I think every one of these places, and guys, we've touched on such a small number. I can't even tell you how small. We could spend many episodes talking about boudin, and we'll probably do more. But we're just scratching the surface. But we wanted to start off by highlighting some of the smaller guys that don't get the notoriety of the bigger guys. Because they're just serving the community. They're happy out there serving the community.
Exactly.
And some of these places, you just got to be in the know to go to.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what we wanted to bring to you guys. And the thing is, it's just like Brandon D just said. He's spot on with that. Is that this is not a transaction when you go to some of these places. It's not okay, give me a link of boudin and I'll pay you money and then you leave out of the store. Mm-hmm. They are serving the community, and it's an experience in Southern Louisiana. So you really have to come here and experience this. And, this food is incredible.
So funny side story. We're in Guidro's buying some of this boudin, and a guy walks in with a bag with 2 garfish and asks the butcher, alligator gar, and asks the butcher if they cut up garfish. And he said, I already cleaned my salt for today. So I was like, that only happens in Louisiana. It's good to be home.
Absolutely.
Man.
So, but all right. So that's it. We don't have. We still have plenty of boudin.
No, that's not it. Because guess what? We're gonna release our list of ranking these 7 boudins we tried.
Oh yeah, look out for that.
Ooh, that's right.
All right. Well, this has been fun, guys.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Great boudin. Recommend every spot.
All right, keep stirring that pot, guys. Peace. The time has come. We are gonna let you guys know which boudins made our list, each one of our lists individually. The boudin that we ate was all delicious, and it was very hard to rank these. It was very hard. But without further ado, who wants to go first?
It's time to rank that top 5 boudin.
I guess I can go first.
All right.
Yeah, B, you go first. I went first last time.
All right.
In number 1, I have the Guidro's Mild. That was my favorite. I thought the flavor, and this is important to say that this flavor is based on my preference. It had more liver than the others. which is kind of like what I like a little more. It had a lot of green onion. It's mild, but it still had a good bit of spice to it. It was still very flavorful, perfectly seasoned. The seasoning was absolutely spot on for my taste preference. So that, in me, Ghidros would be my number one. My number two, we go with Nunu's. Nunu's was excellent. I thought that one was very well seasoned, good flavor. The texture of both Ghidros and Nunu's was perfect, spot on. Great texture, not too chopped up, not too smooth, the pasty. I really don't like Boudin when it's very pasty. I like a nice some texture to it, where the rice still has some texture. Rice wasn't overcooked or undercooked. It had a good Nunu's Boudin has a good bit of spice to it. I would not call it mild. I mean, it's got some heat to it, so it's very, very well. Number three, I'm gonna give to Chops. I like Chops Boudin because it was probably the Boudin with the least amount of liver flavor, I thought, but it had a really nice meat flavor, a really nice meaty flavor that was very brown. Once again, very well seasoned, excellent. Texture was great as well too, so that was also a very good Boudin. Number three, I'm going with M&S. I'm sorry, number four. Number four is M&S. M&S is what I call is not too anything. It's very well balanced. It's perfectly seasoned. Salt level is perfect. So, but it's not too anything. It's not too livery or too meaty, or there's too much rice or too much this or too much that. Just a classic Boudin flavor. Very, very level across the field. Excellent. Not greasy at all. Not too fatty. I mean, just every note that needed to be there was there. Good green onion flavor. Good garlic flavor. Good. Not probably one of the milder Boudins, but still has a good bit of seasoning in it too. Number five, I'm going to go with Champagnes. Champagnes is also very, very good. Another kind of classic Boudin flavor. I really like their green onion punch that they have in there. Is a good bit of green onion. With the liver and stuff, with M&S and Champagnes, the liver is not quite as prominent. The ones that have the most prominent liver flavor are my first two, and that's what I really like. So I like a little bit more liver in my Boudin. Champagnes was meaty. Texture is great too. Seasoning's good. Not greasy at all. None of these Boudins were greasy. That's the one thing I want to assert. None of these were greasy.
Yeah,
so,
made well.
Champagnes, once again, a good balanced Boudin. I think that could please a good crowd pleaser, please everybody. There's no, once again, like the M&S is not too far on either side. There's no gimmick to it, which I appreciate. None of these Boudins are real gimmicky. I mean, this is all just really, really well done cooking. And then my number six, I go with Bio's. Another balance, probably the mildest Boudin out of all of these. It was really good. I just prefer the other ones better, but I'd happily eat this one any day. The Bio's is once again balanced, not too far on the scale, not greasy, and perfect and very well seasoned. Salt level perfect, but a little bit milder on the pepper than the rest of them. But all of them were excellent. All of them excellent. I call these all A-tier Boudins. It's all top tier. Happy to eat any of these six. And the Ghidros mild, I didn't rank that one because I thought it's a little too spicy for my taste.
Spicy.
The Ghidros spicy?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, the Ghidros spicy. The Ghidros spicy is a little bit too spicy for my taste. If you really, really like spicy food, then I recommend it. If you're just going for just standard spice level, I would get the mild over the spicy.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, we definitely talked about that when we were tasting it. Like, it's definitely not a family-friendly Boudin.
No, it's I hate to call it gimmicky. I don't think it's gimmicky. I think it's just for people who just prefer a lot of spice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still very flavorful, but it can't. I agree. It can't be really ranked with the rest of these.
Yeah, it's not really a fair comparison. It's kind of on its thing on its own. If you're going for flavor profile, if you're going for really spicy Boudin, then the Ghidros spicy is definitely going to be your thing. If you're a real big person that's into spice, you like heat, go with the Ghidros spicy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. I can respect that list. All right.
Go
All
ahead,
right, Bar.
KCP.
Oh, you
Go ahead.
sure? All right. So my list, I have to say, the one that surprised me the most that made the top spot was the Guidro's Mild. I had never tried this boudin before. I had never heard of this place before, and they really surprised me. The spice level was good. The liver level was good. The green onion level was really up there, which I really like. I like a lot of green onions in my boudin. I like that fresh kind of cut through that richness. And yeah, Guidro's Mild, number one. My second spot have to be Champagne's. Champagne's has a lot of green onions, which I really like. Not that I mean it was moderately spicy, not too bad, very good. The liver level was good too, but that green onion was up there. My third spot, I would have to say New News, also for probably the same reasons. It's a tough top three for me.
Really was.
Yeah.
New News has a great boudin. The green onion is really good. The liver is really good. The spice level, the salt level, everything is really good. So yeah, it was really hard to kind of choose from those three because they have the most green onion flavor in them. And my fourth spot, I would have to say Chops, another one that really surprised me. I had never been there before. I'd heard many times about this place, and this place is amazing, you guys. You have to go over there and check this place out. They have so much cool stuff in there. Their boudin was lighter on the green onion, but it didn't have as much liver flavor as my other choices, but it had a really nice roasted meat flavor, which was really good. And the spice level was really good too. So it's kind of, it surprised me, but, it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah.
So the next one would have to be M&S for me. Also very good, very middle of the road, spice wise boudin, just classic seasoned. The liver level was good. The green onion level was good. It was just, it was just a really good boudin. You can't go wrong with it.
It's not trying to be anything other than what it is. It's just a nice balanced boudin. It's just is what it is. It's just like a classic boudin flavor that I really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. Absolutely delicious. The number 6 spot, it has to be Bio's. Bio's was really good. Everything was really good about this. It's just a classic boudin, just kind of regular spiced, just right, not too much of anything, just a classic boudin flavor. So
yeah, none of these we ranked were too salty or undersalted.
No,
nothing was underseasoned or overseasoned, and I have to give credit to the cooks that all of these boudins had pretty much the same level of salt.
Yep.
There was not one that was really saltier than the other. They all had the same level of salt. I mean, it was kind of surprising that the salt level is so consistent from 6 different spots.
Yeah.
But the salt level was very consistent. Yeah. And it was perfect.
And another point I want to make about all of these different boudins is that it's so important to get the rice consistency correct.
Yes.
Very important, because there ain't nothing that makes me more mad than some crunchy rice and boudin.
It's terrible. It can't be too mushy either.
It can't be mushy. It can't be baby food.
Yeah, it can't be too.
It's a fine line, and every single one of these places got it just right. So
yeah, all had a great cook on their rice. Our rice was all cooked perfect. There was not one place that had undercooked or overcooked rice. It was just done right.
So that's my top 6. All right, Barbecue Brand, let them have it.
Listen, I have got to echo everything that y'all said about these places. I was so surprised and happily surprised with how well cooked all of these boudin links were, and just how well seasoned it was. Not too salty, like Brandon D said. It was really remarkable to taste all this and for them to be able to get the rice consistency and the seasoning perfect. across
Right.
all of these places. We always talk about the twos in barbecue. You don't want things to be too something or too something else, right? You want things to be very balanced. I'm big on that, balanced flavors, because it matters. You don't want to just like blow something out of the water and then it mutes everything else.
Right.
So preface my list by saying that kudos to everybody on this list.
Yeah.
So seems like we're going from number one on.
Yeah.
That's the way we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in my number one spot, this was hard. Like these top three, all of these are just phenomenal, but the top three were the hardest for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then my number one spot is New News. I love New News. I love how balanced the Boudin is. I was so shocked the first time I had it, and I threw it on the grill, and I was like, man, this is really good Boudin. I'm like, am I tripping? Is this really good Boudin? And I got it again, and it was just as good. I'm like, you know what? This is a place that can contend with any. I would put New News Boudin up against anybody's. This is really good. Everything was really balanced. Green onion punch, salted right, rice is perfect. It's just super classic. It's everything you want in Boudin. I would give it to anybody that's never had it before and they want to try it. So that's in my number one spot.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry to interrupt, but I guess the thing is, New News is not known specifically as a Boudin place. Is kind of like why it's surprising,
right?
It's known. It's a meat market that they make Boudin, but there's also just a grocery store too. Yeah. So people go to New News to get anything. You go there to get whiskey. You can go there to get Boudin. You can get some chicken. Whatever. Right. I mean, so you can just do regular grocery shop. It's a regular grocery store too. So I think that's the same thing about champagnes too. People forget they have Boudin because it's a grocery store.
Well, that's why we chose these specifically, is because they aren't marketed just as a Boudin place. There's the big four in Scott that you have to they market as a Boudin spot. The rest of these places, they're great places and they make Boudin.
Exactly.
So just to clear that up. So all right. Continue, Barbecue Brand, before we jump all over you again.
Oh no, it's for sure. And New News is one of those places where each section that they have within that little store, there's like a person that specializes in that area. Like you can go talk to someone in the meat area and they will work with you on what you need. You go talk to somebody in whiskey or wine, they'll be able to talk lingo with you. I love going there. I always have. So they're definitely my number one spot. In my number two spot, this place shocked the hell out of me. Chops. Chops was so good. I was not expecting the Boudin to be that good. And I was going back and forth between them and New News just because of how balanced their Boudin was. And then how much, green onion and that, I believe it was Chops that had that roasted meat flavor.
It does.
And but it wasn't too meaty for the sake of just being meaty. Everything married perfectly. Like it was meaty, but everything melded. All of the flavors, all of the seasoning, it just made sense and it tasted great. It didn't taste like you were biting into just a whole bunch of meat. It just was more meaty. It just had that more kind of, savory, just great bite that you look for in a Boudin bite. It was just really good.
I think it's just that savory, meaty, like browned meat flavor, that Maillard reaction.
That
flavor,
Maillard reaction just in there.
This is really where it shined. I mean, it really. I was like, it was surprising. It really was.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. I loved it. So they slipped into my number two spot. So my number three spot was M&S. Really liked M&S, their Boudin, and I was kind of hurt that I had never had them before because I lived not that far away from there. Whenever we were in our townhome, I've gone there for other things and never had their Boudin. I don't even know if I knew that they had Boudin. That's how crazy that is. But their Boudin was really good. I really enjoyed that. Great bite. So that definitely slipped into my number three spot. The number four spot. This was, like I said, this was tough because these were all so good. The Guidros Mild. Man. So just like y'all said, the Ghidro spicy didn't really make it into the list because I felt like it was in a different category.
Mm-hmm.
The spicy, I really want to work with the spicy. I want to put that with some things that need extra spice or that may be a little bit more bland, so that can kind of even out and balance out some flavors. I think it would be great. But it's really spicy, and it's spicy to the point to where it covered up some of those really good flavor notes in the mild. And when we tasted the mild, we were like, whoa, this is really, really good. I didn't catch this from the spicy because that spice was kind of up front.
Yep.
So really good Boudin. Number 4 spot, Ghidro's mild.
I agree with you. I feel like they're the spice covered up some of the really delicate flavors and the skill of their cook, of how well done it was and how well balanced it was, and the spice kind of overshadowed the really, really. I mean, it's very, very well cooked. I mean, it's just a great cook, great technique on it, and that spice kind of overwhelmed some of that delicate flavors that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in my number 5 spot, I have Champagnes. I've never had their Boudin before either. And until KCP put us on that, and she was like, you got to try it. And I'm like, okay. Delicious. Oh, just so balanced. And then like just something about the consistency of that Boudin is a little bit different than everybody else's, but it's just so pleasant on the palate. It's so good.
It's so
really,
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then in that number 6 spot, I have B.O.'s. And again, I don't want to say that, B.O.'s was the worst of the best. This was a really good, balanced, classic type Boudin that is family friendly, perfectly salted. Rice was good consistency. Everything was right on it. They didn't have the twos. It wasn't too anything.
No,
it was
no
just
gimmick
good.
to it.
Nope, just good ass Boudin, shall I say? So, so take that for what it's worth. That is really, really good. So, those are my 6.
All right, yeah.
I think it's really hard to say. And this is all you see. As you'll see, all of our lists are different because it's all about preference. It's all about what flavors you like more prominent in your Boudin.
It's true.
Me, more liver and green onion is probably going to win for me because that's what I like. And I don't even like liver by itself. I would never eat liver by itself. It's not my thing. It's not the worst thing I've ever tasted, but it's just like I just don't want to eat a whole bunch of this.
But why?
But exactly. But
I did in Italy. I had a plate of some polenta in liver and onions, and it was after a few bites, I was like, you know what?
Too rich.
This was it's way too rich. I was like, this was a mistake.
Mixing meat with liver, it brings some richness to the meat and lets you savor the liver flavor without it overwhelming you.
Yeah, it kind of breaks it up, that richness a little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. It balances it. The liver balances the meat, and but me, that green onion and a little bit more liver really hits well with me. And then I like my Boudin a little spicy, not Ghidro spicy. That's challenging. I mean, I'm not.
It's up there.
It's up there. I mean, it's. I would say it's at my limit of spicy. Like a whole link of it. No,
but there's no way I could even eat a half a link of that Boudin.
But
without popping like some Gaviscon, belly angry.
Like what Barbecue Brand said, it probably would be good in something you stuff, maybe like some chicken with that Boudin. It'd probably be pretty good. Something else to kind of go with it, but by itself, I think it was just a little too much on the spice for me.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so I think
the mild.
The mild was delicious.
That mild though.
That mild.
Yeah. Like I said, these are all guys, these are all A-tier Boudins. These are all top. Nobody is playing JV Boudin in this list.
No.
You understand? No. This is all varsity level Boudin. This is all pro level stuff.
Yeah.
Man, these people, they know what they're doing. They make this stuff. And let me tell you, to make Boudin in the amount that these people make Boudin and to make it that consistent and that good, that is no easy task.
No, absolutely.
That's some serious level of work, consistency, and experience. And the people that cook it know what they're doing, and they know how to season it and case it. And man, look,
that is a hard thing to do. I mean, anything that you cook in mass is hard, but especially something as delicate as not delicate, but as something as intricate as Boudin, where everything has to be right. If one thing is off, it's all off. The weakest link turns your Boudin to trash.
Exactly.
And for them to nail everything, big ups to these cooks.
Consistency. Yes.
There was not one thing wrong with any of these Boudins, not one. And if people don't know, Boudin has to be cased hot. It can't be cased cold. So when you're making Boudin, as soon as you make it, mix it fresh, it's getting cased. So you're casing Boudin hot, which is not easy. So as soon as you make it, you have to be ready to casing it while it's hot, because that's the only way the Boudin will flow into the casing. It won't flow if it's cold. It'll be stuck. Yeah. It's like a mass. You'll never get it through the stuffer. So Boudin is always cased hot. So casing Boudin is a big effort. It's a process. So it's not easy.
Well, and another thing, like, that's why we wanted to go to some of these places, just to make sure and highlight, what these places actually do, just kind of bring some awareness to these small businesses. And, they make great products. So, yeah.
We didn't even touch, we touched on Boudin, and that's like a 20th of the products they offer, guys.
Oh, yes. All of these places we just mentioned, you gotta go there and see the stuff there. Like, it's not just Boudin.
Right.
I'm just gonna say M&S Seafood Boudin.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I'm just saying, it's good. It's real good. It's real good. And that's something that a lot of people don't do that they do. That's really excellent. It was really, we got a link of that too. That's a different thing though. We'll cover that in a later episode, but definitely these places do so many things. They make cracklings, they make Boudin, they make pre-seasoned meat, stuffed roast. I mean, everything, etouffee, gumbo. There's all kinds of things these places make. And all the stuff they make, and they make great Boudin too. So
they definitely need to have some awareness brought to them and highlight their business. And all
these people are on their A game, man. Like I said, there's no JV Boudin in this list.
And don't forget, a lot of these places have plate lunches.
They do.
I'm just saying, check them out.
Yeah.
Just saying, these people can cook. Plate lunches. Look,
they can.
We need to do a ranking of plate lunches. Look, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. What y'all think about that, world?
Yeah,
plate lunch ranking? Let me tell y'all, this is, so if you go to any other place in the world and you're like, okay, or at least in the country, bring me to your best food. Where they going to bring you? Probably to some restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we will blow somebody's mind bringing them to somebody's little store down the street. Around the corner.
Exactly. Or that's probably a gas station.
Yeah.
It is
crazy here.
That is the beauty of Louisiana, in my opinion. Like, I will tell this story until the day that I die. When we were in Guidro's, a guy walks in with a trash bag with some fish in it, a big garfish or two. And he asks the butcher, "Hey man, y'all cut up garfish?" And the guy behind the counter was like, "Oh, we already cleaned the saw for today." What? Y'all provide this service too?
Man.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the thing about like gas stations in Louisiana is, like, you think it's a gas station restaurant. A lot of people from outside Louisiana think that's sketchy. Well, not really, because these places had to service multiple things. They couldn't be one anything. It's like, well, we have a store, we could sell gas to people, could get food, but nobody's slouching on the food in these places.
No, absolutely not.
It's serious, man. Look, people take cooking very seriously down here.
Yep, exactly.
So, well, all right, guys, we're going to cut this short. This is going to be added onto the footage before. Until next time, keep stirring that pot.
And try these places, please, because they're awesome.
Yes.
Hashtag that link. Peace.
Hashtag that damn.
The damn. That
damn.
sounds terrible. Let's work on our pronunciation. It's not Boudin or Boo.
Oh no, yeah. Hold on before we
time out.
Yep.
Rewind.
Boudin.
Cut that out.
Boudin.
Boudin. That what?
That
Boudin.
damn.
That damn.
And it's sure in the hell ain't Boudin. Don't say Boudin. We're gonna know you're out of towner, but that's all right.
Oh yeah.
So it's like how I tell people from outside of Louisiana how to say my last name properly. It's not Patton. It's Patin.
Yeah.
They're like, what? It's at the end. Boudin.
Y'all heard the Yin Yang twins, right? Just like that.
Boudin.
Boudin.
All right.
Boudin.
All right, y'all.
All right, out. Dude, that Boudin is good.
That shit was slamming, son.
Ooh. Man, they got that. What's next, guys? New news?
Yeah, let's do new news. Give new news some love. We already know what that's like.
Chops was
good, man.
That was unexpected.
When I seen it, I didn't have a whole lot of like.
It's a letting me go.
Yeah.
Like it was really light, so I wasn't expecting a lot of flavor. To be perfectly honest with you, it
doesn't have a lot of liver.
No, but the meat that is in it is cooked really well. It's not boiled. You can tell they did something different with this.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact that we're doing this because whenever we decide to make some boudin, we might have to incorporate some of these techniques we're thinking about. You know,
a steak without brown is not cooked steak.
Yeah, that steak need brown. Meat needs brown. Right. Meat needs brown. We might have to make a shirt that says that. Meat needs brown.
Whew, I'm getting hot. Tagline loading.
Yeah. Hit them with it. That's gonna be the segue into the spicy.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. We all need a paper towel, bro.
Yeah, I messed
my little lip got some sweat on it.
I'm sweating. Dude, that's spicy.
Oh yeah, that hit.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Perfect timing because my shit is about to die.
I know. I saw.